Okay, glad to see that you made it through those two big videos with all of that practice test information. Remember, all those slides are going to be directly relevant to a lot of the questions on the Google Analytics individual qualification. I've provided the link to where you can reach the actual exam, and so if you look in the lecture materials, you should be able to find a link that takes you directly there. You'll need to sign into your account that you want associated with that digital piece of paper. That isn't as important because you'll still have a URL that you can place at different places that'll say your name, etc. So just make sure that it's an account that you're going to have access to in the foreseeable future. So we're going to go down here, we're going to click Google Analytics. You'll see the first option that we have that pops up is the Google Analytics individual qualification. We're going to select that. You'll see here that we have 1 hour to take that. I thought it was 70 minutes, but maybe they updated the time. Oh, it is. No, 70 questions, time limit 90 minutes. So set aside 90 minutes to take this. And so if we actually launch this right now, I'm going to give you one tip that, I say this so that you can utilize it so that you pass the certification, because the certification is really just a digital piece of paper. What's really, the most important thing is how you actually use Google Analytics going forward. But you'll notice in the slides that we provided in the practice videos, we have the answers to the practice test there. So here we are in the actual practice exam. And so my secret tip is, if you come across a question or a few questions that you don't know about, I would say try and do process of elimination, okay? Try and figure out what you think the best answer is, all right? And then if you really are sort of stuck on the question, you can just copy this, take it into a Google search, and search for it. And there's a couple of these that will actually provide you a lot of the answers. And so I'm not, while I am saying, go ahead and use this to sort of find the answers, don't use it as a crutch. I'd encourage you to try and do your best on the exam. But that being said, to get the certification, you'll be able to sort of, get some help along the way, because it is a challenging exam. And then once you end up completing that individual certification, the really, important part about, understanding Google Analytics is really applied. And so we go on in the next section that isn't so just sort of rapid information, and go into more sort of in-depth, understanding of a lot of the core aspects of Google Analytics. So, if you need to use it as, sort of an aid during the exam, that it's there. I would recommend to not sort of, overuse it, just because you want to make sure that you have, a firm grasp on the subject material versus just relying on Google. And lastly, where can you use this Google Analytics certification? So you'll end up getting a digital link that's tied to your account that you signed up with. And so you can see here on my LinkedIn page, Google Analytics individual qualification and see credential. So if I click see credential, it'll open up a link to congratulations, Archer Hobson, Google Analytics individual qualification. It'll give an ID, and hurrah, huzzah, I have this digital piece of paper that I can now show off in a number of different places, both professionally and personally. So that's it. I hope you learned a lot on, throughout this section. In the next section and the following sections, we're going to go a little bit more, deeper on core subjects versus just doing a broad understanding of a lot of different points. So happy to get this over with, and excited to see you in the next section.